Today we is the second period of the paper operating system, and we will learn the function of operating system and different views and type of operating system. What are the functions of operating system? First of all, let me revise the definition of operating system. What is an operating system? An operating system acts as a communication bridge between the user and computer hardware. The purpose of an operating system is to provide a platform on which a user can execute program in a convenient and efficient manner. Now there are different functions of operating system. First one is controlling computer hardware. There are different types of hardware which are attached with a computer, like CPU, RAM, printer, keyboard, mouse. Then today there are touch screen, disk drive. So operating system controls all of them. Second one is organizing files on storage media. In this, how the file, it is under the topic file management. File management is done with the help of operating system, and how in storage media the files will be stored, that is being taken care by operating system. Third one is providing the user interface. What is user interface? How the user interacts with the operating system, or how the user interact with the machine. Operating system acts as an interface. Now it receives command from system operator. For example, to copy a file, to delete a file, the user simply gives a command. The rest of the things is taken care by operating system. Security feature of operating system is very strong. The operating system uses password protection to protect user data and similar other techniques. It also prevents unauthorized access to programs and user data. And then protecting data files. Protecting data files, data can be protected, or program is to be taken care of so that they don't get corrupted. Operating system constantly monitors the system to detect error and avoid the malfunctioning of computer system. Reporting and logging hardware and software usage and error. If there is an error, then operating system reports about that error, and whether the error is in hardware or in software, that operating system prepares a report. Now what are the different types of operating system? There are various types of operating systems based on the characteristics of the operating system. First one is batch processing, multiprocessor system, desktop system, distributed operating system, cluster system, real time operating system, handheld system. Now we will start with batch operating system. In this type of system, there is no interaction between user and the computer. The user has to submit a job to a computer operator. Then computer operator places a batch of several jobs on an input device. The jobs are batched together by type of languages and requirement. The batch is decided based on the type of the job and of course the requirement of the job. Then a special program, the monitor, which is known as monitor, manages the execution of each program in the batch. The monitor is always in the main memory and available for execution. Now, what are the advantages of batch systems? No interaction between user and computer. So, this diagram explains in detail about the batch operating system. User simply submits a job and the job is being processed, jobs are collected in batches, and then it is given or it is submitted to the computer, so that they are executed in a batch. There is no mechanism to prioritize the process. There is no mechanism to priority. Each and every process is given equal priority. Now these are some of the advantages of batch processing system. Processor consumes good time while processing, because since there are several jobs which are present in one batch, so processor consumes a good amount of time. Sharing of batch system for multiple users. So batch system is available for multiple user at a time. Multiple users can be catered. The ideal time batch system is very less. The ideal time in batch system is very less. The batch system can manage large repeated work easily. If there are similar type of work that is to be managed, then it is necessary to give the job in a batch, so that similar types of jobs can be handled easily. What are the disadvantages of batch operating system? Computer operator must be trained for using batch system, since it is necessary to understand the type of job, the type of requirement. Only then they can be formed in a batch. Also, it is difficult to debug batch system. It is very difficult to debug, for example, which job is performing incorrectly. Say in a batch there are n numbers of job, so out of n number, which job is performing incorrectly, it is very difficult to understand. Batch systems are sometimes costly. They are costly because at a time several jobs need to be processed. If some job takes too much time, that is, if error occurs in job, then other jobs will wait for unknown time. Suppose there are 10 jobs and fifth job is having an error, then it is very difficult to locate the error and then debug that error, and due to that the other jobs will wait for unknown time, although they are not having any error within them. Multiprocessor operating system. A multiprocessing operating system, it consists of several processors that share a common physical memory. Multiprocessor system provides higher computer power and speed. In multiprocessor system, all processors operate under single operating system. Multiplicity of the processor and how they do act together are transparent to others. This is the diagrammatic representation of multiprocessor operating system. There are different CPUs, or there are more than one CPU which are attached with one main memory. There are different IO processors connected with CPU and also IO units. What are the advantages of a multiprocessor system? One is reduced cost. Reduced cost, multiprocessor share same resources instead of using separate power supply or motherboard for each. So the cost is reduced. Then increased reliability. Increased reliability, the failure of one processor, it doesn't affect the working of other processors, though the machine becomes slow, but they still keep on executing. Increased throughput. Execution of several jobs by different processors concurrently increases the system's throughput without speeding up execution of a single task. Also, if possible, the system divides tasks into many subtasks, and then these subtasks can be executed in parallel in different processors, thereby speeding up the execution of single tasks. What are the disadvantages of multiprocessor? If one processor fails, then it will affect in the speed. Complex operating system is required and large main memory is required. Now we come to another operating system, which is called distributed operating system. What is the definition of distributed operating system? Distributed operating system, actually the motivation behind developing distributed operating system is the ability of powerful and inexpensive processors and advances in communication technology. So distributed operating system is a system whose components are located on different networks computer, which communicate and they work together by passing messages to one another. This is the diagrammatic view of distributed operating system. There are different operating systems which are connected through a communication network. Now, what are the advantages of distributed systems? One of the best and foremost advantage of operating system is the utilization of resources of systems and other size for resource intensive task. What is resource intensive task? It is a type of task which requires extensive use of resource. So resource sharing is present in distributed system. Then computation speed up. Computation speed up occurs because there is load sharing or job migration. Job migration from one machine to another machine, since several machines are connected through a network. Reliability. It detect and recover from site failure, function transfer, reintegrate failed site. Communication. What is how they communicate? One computer or one system communicates with another system through message passing. All higher level functions of a standalone system can be expanded to encompass a distributed system. Computers can be downsized, more flexibility, better user interface, and easier maintenance by moving from large system to multiple smaller system performing distributed computing. These are the several advantages of distributed system. Now we come to disadvantages of distributed system. Difficulties of developing distributed software. How should operating system, programming languages and applications look like? Also, networking problem. Several problems are created by the network infrastructure which we have to deal with. Loss of messages from a source to destination, overloading in the network. Then security problem. Sharing generates the problem of data security. Data security is one of the most important concerns when we are in a network when we are sending the data to and the data get lost, or there is some hacker who unintended, or we can say some user which is not the receiver of the data, so it causes security problem. Real-time operating system. Real-time operating system is an operating system which is intended to serve real-time applications. We can define it as an operating system known to give maximum time for each of the critical operations that it performs, like operating system calls and interrupt handling. Real-time operating system which guarantees the maximum time for critical operations and complete them on time are referred to as hard real-time operating system. Actually, there are two types of real-time operating system. One is hard real-time operating system, another is soft real-time operating system. So what is soft real-time operating system? While the real-time operating system that can only guarantee a maximum of the time, that is, the critical tasks will get priority over other tasks, but no assurity of completing it in a defined time. These systems are referred to as soft real-time systems. This is the diagrammatic representation of real-time operating systems. Applications, they interact with real-time operating systems kernel, and it is the middleware and between the application and custom hardware. These are some of the advantages and disadvantages of real-time operating system. What are the advantages of real-time operating system? One is task scheduling and shifting. Second is deterministic behavior. Then inter-task communication, maximum consumption, error-free, task can have priority, scalable, portable, provision for interrupts. These are some of the advantages. Now, what are the disadvantages of real-time operating systems? Sometimes cost is more. Availability of development tools, since all the tools are not always available. Low support for variety of peripheral devices. Low protection and security mechanisms. Low multitasking. Limited tasks. Multiple users. Multiple modes. Since there are multiple users, so each and every user should be taken care of. Then it is not easy to program. Writing a program in real-time operating system takes a lot of time, and it is not easier. Now we come to another type of system known as handheld systems. Handheld systems include Palm Pilots or cellular telephones with connectivity to a network such as the internet. They are usually of limited size, due to which most handheld devices have a small amount of memory, and they include slow processors and feature small display screen. Many handheld devices have memory between 512 KB and 8 MB. As a result, the operating system and applications must manage memory efficiently since the memory is small. This includes returning all allocated memory back to the memory manager once the memory is no longer being used. Processors for most handheld devices often run at a fraction of the speed of a processor in PC. Faster processor requires more power. To include a faster processor in a handheld device would require a large battery that would have to be replaced more frequently. Thank you for watching. These are all about different types of operating systems.